Hello and welcome to a very special NDTV segment on YouTube. We're on board IAC-1, the first indigenously manufactured Indian aircraft carrier. It's called the Vikrant. Once it gets commissioned, it's going to be called INS Vikrant. And it's been a red letter day for the Indian Navy and the Cochin Shipyard, which has actually built the ship to have Vikrant out on sea trials just a few days back. The Vikrant is the culmination of so many design aspirations of the Indian Navy. And one of the most impressive aspects of this ship is the fact that it's been designed by Indian engineers over here in India by the Naval Design Bureau, and it has been constructed in India using those inputs. In simple terms, this means that this is a warship that matches the exact requirements of the Indian Navy, which sat down and over a period of many years spelled out exactly what they wanted on this warship. Even the level of indigenization on the ship, approximately 76%, gives you an idea of where the Navy aspires to be in terms of domestic warship building. Now, India has for many years been making our own frigates, our own destroyers, even our own ballistic missile submarines. But developing the technology, harnessing it, and being able to actually manufacture something like this, a 40,000 ton plus aircraft carrier, which will be equipped with 24 plus MiG-29K fighter jets, in addition to helicopters, requires a certain element of skill and expertise and experience in integrating technologies which have been developed over the years. The steel of this warship is Indian, and that's a big step forward. That's something that's happened over the last decade or so, where Indian steel manufactured by the Steel Authority of India, and now increasingly by other companies as well, is of a standard where it's considered warship quality. And so this is Indian steel that we are standing on. Integration of various subsystems has always been an area of excellence for the Indian Navy. Now, this warship has Indian sensors, it's got European sensors and weapons, it's got Israeli sensors and weapons, it's got Russian sensors and weapons, it's got Russian fighter aircraft, it's got American helicopters, which are soon to be joining the fleet, and it's got many subsystems which have been developed by literally hundreds of small vendors here in India. Integrating all of this together, bringing it all together, ensuring that this actually works and is fit enough for the ship to go out into sea trials has been an exemplary example of how good Indian engineering can actually be on instance. Now, this isn't to say that the development of Vikrant hasn't been without its set of troubles. Getting the exact final blueprint of the design, shifting goalposts because the Navy wanted something new, rising costs more than anything else have been a real problem over the years. But perhaps the biggest problem has been the pace of manufacture. It's been incredibly slow compared to, say, where China has been. But this has been, at one level, a big learning experience for the Indian Navy. And the point that's been made is that the builders, the Cochin Shipyard, have learned from the experience of the last 1 decade. And therefore, when there is a second Indian aircraft carrier which is launched, they would be able to construct at a far quicker pace. And the learning experience also extends to how various systems and subsystems on board Vikrant actually perform. And it's with this learning experience and obviously a very significant monetary outlay that the Navy would be able to have its second aircraft carrier. And the expectation for that eventuality, should it happen, and it's not going to be easy for the Navy because of financial constraints, is that that aircraft carrier would be substantially larger than this. The number of jets that it would have on board would be significantly more. Now, there is a broad premise on the basis of which aircraft carriers are constructed. You can have one aircraft that's either a fighter aircraft or a large helicopter per 1,000 tons. So for something this large, approximately 40 aircraft, a mix of fighter aircraft and helicopters, is usually the norm. But China is now in the process of building a significantly larger aircraft carrier, something above 60,000 tons. In fact, it's likely to be above 75,000 tons, which would be significantly larger than this. Therefore, what the Indian Navy wants is to have a second aircraft carrier made to an Indian design, which would compete very easily with the Chinese design. And given the fact that the Indian Navy has been operating aircraft carriers for more than 5 decades, something which the Chinese have not been doing, there is a wealth of experience in the actual operations of aircraft carriers as well. But let's also come to terms with the reality of costs. Just getting IAC-1 Vikrant out to sea cost approximately 23,000 crores. There will be several other additional costs which also come in. There'll be additional costs inclusive of aircraft as well and many other subsystems, and the cost of operating aircraft carriers is also very extensive. There are those who believe that aircraft carriers represent a certain vulnerability out at sea, but that's a perspective that the Indian Navy stoutly rejects. And what they actually say is that a carrier has a central role, fleet air defense, and not only fleet air defense but also the ability to defend itself. This particular ship will be equipped with the MR-SAM. It's a Barak 8 missile. It's been co-developed with India and Israel coming together. It's there on several of the latest destroyers of the Indian Navy. And so if there is an enemy missile which pierces the screen provided by the fighter jets of the aircraft carrier, there will be a very solid possibility of an intercept of that missile before it strikes this target. So that's one key aspect that the Navy speaks about. The other key aspect is power projection. Several hundred kilometers in a radius around this warship is area controlled by the Indian Navy when this ship goes out far. Now, she is not going to be sailing alone. She'll be accompanied by a carrier battle group, 2 destroyers, frigates, and perhaps a submarine. But that cohesive fighting unit represents a force which very few navies in the world are able to actually float out and have operational. And the real concern is this: India needs that 3rd aircraft carrier. Remember, we've got Vikramaditya now, we've got Vikrant coming online, and we want that 3rd aircraft carrier because there is a very strong possibility that China will deploy a carrier battle group in the Indian Ocean, in our area of responsibility in the years to come. So there you have it, a snapshot at what this aircraft carrier is all about. It is a marvel of Indian engineering and integration. It's very new now, it's got a long road ahead, but it fulfills a certain national aspiration. On the deck of IAC-1 Vikrant, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.